is Trinity, and if you have found me, you must be here to talk about some books, because that's why I'm here, to talk about some books. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the 10 series that I need to start in 2021. If you watched my last video, those were series that I need to finish in 2021, and these are ones that I haven't started yet. I haven't read the first book, and I need to pick them up. So first on my list would be Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now, I did have my first experience with a Sarah J. Maas novel recently, and it didn't quite go so well, but I've heard very, very good things about this series, and I really want to pick it up and see if, just because I didn't like Sarah J. Maas doesn't mean I'm not going to like this, right? Like, you never know. And I've heard that this series is actually like divided 50-50 straight down the line of fantasy series, romance series. So I'm really excited about that aspect of it. I really think that I might like them. I might. And I don't mind the saucy. So bring it on. But I've heard so many booktubers talk about this series that it's hard to just ignore it. And again, I like romance. I don't read a whole lot of it, but I do like romance. And it's a series that I need to start in 2021. The next series would be The Burning by Evan Winter, talking about Rage of Dragons. And I did buy the audiobook of the first one, so I'm very excited to get started with that. I've heard so many good things about it. I've heard some bad things about it too. So yeah, if you don't know, this is a pretty polarizing book. There's a lot of people who love it and a lot of people who hate it. And I want to form my own opinion and see how I feel about it, because revenge stories, I'm on board with that. Like, I really like that. And military fantasy, I also really enjoy. And a lot of people who don't like it don't like that there are so many training sequences in the book. And I think that I would probably enjoy that. And that the main character gets so focused on revenge that sometimes all he sees is red and, you know, makes some dumb decisions. So we'll see how I feel about it, but it's a series that I have been very excited for. So let's read some books. The next one would be the Devabad Trilogy by S.A. Chakraborty. Jen. I'm so excited to read some books about some Jen. And I really feel like this is the series that I'm gonna love. And I've heard so many people this year talk about it on BookTube that I feel like this will be the trilogy, a young adult trilogy that sticks with me, that I love. And I love the unique premise of this. And so we'll see if it is tropey. Never know. Some young adult just isn't. But I'm very, very excited to get started with this one. And the first book is on my Pop Sugar challenge this year, so we'll see when I get to that. The next series that I need to start in 2021, and again, I downloaded the audiobook for the first book in this series, and that would be Book of the Ancestor by Mark Lawrence. From what I understand, Nona is one of the greatest female characters in fantasy, and so I'm very excited for that. And then Assassin Nuns, that sounds great too. So I don't know why I haven't picked up these yet, but I think I might know. But Mark Lawrence isn't my favorite author, and I didn't quite enjoy his first series, which is Prince of Thorns. That trilogy, very, 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 very unlikable main character there. And I like unlikable characters most of the time. I really love some anti-hero characters, but he was a little bit of a pain in the butt. And no, didn't like him. So I think that's what stopped me from reading other Mark Lawrence works, but I am very excited about this one, and so we'll see when I can get to it this year, but I do plan to start the series this year. Next would be Gentlemen Bastards by Scott Lynch. We all know I added The Lies of Locke Lamora to my Pop Sugar Challenge, and I'm very excited for this series. I love banter, and I've heard that the banter in this is just absolutely fantastic. If you don't know, I love rogues. Let's just give me all the rogues with all the great banter, and I will be so happy. There are books that feature that I wasn't happy with, but I do think that this is a series that if I can actually handle the flashbacks and the way it's written and all of that stuff, that I will actually love. So I'm hoping that's the case. I know a lot of people love it. I know some people are like, I can't handle the flashback thing that he does. But it's a series that I do plan to start in 2021. Next would be The Shadow Campaigns by Django Wexler. It's a book that's been on my TBR for quite some time. The Thousand Names, I do believe, is the first one. And I have never read a Flintlock fantasy, and so I'm very excited to actually pick one up. I was excited for Promise of Blood, and then I watched the live show with the Shelf Space Discord, and I was like, okay, maybe that's not the one I need to start with. Maybe let's read some Django Wexler and do the Shadow Campaigns. Because if you guys have not watched that yet, you need to, because it was a trip. Okay, next would be Trader Sun Cycle by Miles Cameron. Again, I downloaded the Red Knight, and that is the first one in that series on Audible, and I am very much looking forward to it. I've heard very good things about Miles Cameron's writing, and I own it in physical and audio, so that I should probably get to that one, right? The next one is Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett, and I've heard mixed things about this book, and one of the things that I've heard that is negative about it is that sometimes the dialogue is quite childish. I think I can probably get past that. Of course, there are so many people who actually love this series, so I did download Foundry Side as well on Audible, so I do plan to get to that this year. But I am a little worried about that, because when I've had my problems with young adult lately, that has been the problem, is that it reads so young and I can't handle it. But we'll see. And on that note, the next series that I need to start would be the Grisha Trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I do know that this does read young. I do know that it is her first series, and I've loved everything I've read from Leigh Bardugo, so I really do hope that I enjoy this trilogy, because I've owned it for forever. I just haven't read it. I know I'm going to have to take it with a grain of salt, because it was her first trilogy, and I'm going to try and not put so much pressure on her writing going into it, because it's young adult, because first writing, I'm going to be nice when I read this. I'm going to have nice thoughts. And then the final series that I need to start in 2021 would be The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I have not started this yet. I do own it, and I am very, very excited for this, because I've heard wonderful, wonderful things about Ren, and I know it's dark. I like some dark stuff. That makes me excited to hear that this series is dark and that Ren is unlikable, and it's just one that I am very, very excited to delve into and give my opinions on. But that is it for today. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.